In today's video, I'm going to show you how to effectively answer interview questions that my career coaching clients rate among the most difficult questions asked in any interview they've had. By utilizing my proven and detailed system for answering questions, you'll be in the top 1% of job candidates. Before we get into the 5 questions and why hiring managers ask these difficult questions, if you want to book a free 30-minute career consultation where we will map out a plan to get your ideal job faster and easier, click the link in the description. I've personally received offers from household names like Colgate-Palmolive, Procter & Gamble, and Mattel, just to name a few. And I've also helped countless individuals secure their ideal job. I only have a few slots available each week. Appointments are first come, first served, so click the link below. So let's get into it. Today's topic is especially useful because I have experienced these questions as a candidate, and I've also asked these questions over the course of several years as a hiring manager. Like I said, we're going to explore this from both sides of the desk. You can better answer these challenging questions if you have a deeper insight into why hiring managers ask them in the first place. The first question you will get in an interview is, what is your greatest weakness? With this question type, the interviewer is trying to understand your self-awareness and also your ability to acknowledge and work on your areas of improvement. The best approach for this challenging question is to answer honestly and go into detail about what steps you've taken to address the deficiency and how you've improved your performance over time. I've seen candidates try to answer this question with a strength. So for example, my greatest weakness is I work too hard. You don't want to answer this question that way. Why, you may ask? It will come across as inauthentic, and worse, that you're incapable of admitting to any area of improvement in your professional life. Look, I don't care if you're a CEO of a company, we can all get better at our jobs and we all benefit from continued growth. The second question that you need to prepare for is, tell me about a time when you faced a significant challenge at work and how you overcame it. A hiring manager asks this question to gauge your problem-solving skills, your ability to handle stress on the job, and also to understand your follow-through and results. The best way to answer this question is to provide a detailed example of a challenging issue you faced at work, including, did you have to involve your manager or a cross-functional team, and how did you gain their buy-in and alignment? And then finally, what was the solution? You also want to make sure to detail how it was beneficial to all of those people that were involved. Now, pro tip, if you can give a quantifiable example, it's even better. For example, maybe you had a customer decline to take a new item at a retail or online store. In this made-up example, you could have had a result that you worked with your leadership team to come up with an incentive for the retailer to take the new item, and once it was sold in and accepted, it resulted in 5% annual sales growth. That gives the who, why, and what, the quantifiable result that will help you stand out from the pack. The third challenging question is very common and can be phrased several different ways. What are your long-term career goals, and how does this position fit into your career plan? You may also be asked, what is your 5-year plan, or some variation? These are all the same question, just asked differently. The reason the interviewer asks these questions is to assess your thought process, motivations, and ambitions. This is also to more generally understand your fit with the specific company. For example, if your goal is to be a VP at a Fortune 500 company in 5 years and you're currently an analyst, they may determine you're not the best long-term fit for their role. I advise my clients to answer this question by providing an honest assessment of where they are today, where they would like to ideally be in the midterm, and what skills they think they would need to learn in order to achieve that goal. This structure helps the hiring manager assess your current capabilities, your learning opportunities, and also the steps needed to develop you as an employee. I also recommend to my clients that they use this question to ask their own question. For example, does this align with company XYZ's goal for the position and training resources? This can give you, the candidate, valuable information on, first, what is the scope for the role, and secondly, what are the long-term career prospects of the company directly from the source. The fourth question can be especially challenging if you have not prepared for it. This question is, how do you handle conflict with a colleague or a supervisor? It's a tough question. With my experience over the years as a hiring manager, this can be a very useful question to ask a candidate because whether you like it or not, conflict does arise in the workplace. It's critically important to possess conflict resolution skills in order to maintain harmony in a workplace. The most effective way to prepare for this question is to prepare in advance. You'll also want to have an example in mind so you're not caught off guard. I like to break this question down into 3 parts. First is the situation. Inform the interviewer of a conflict you had in a work environment. Keep in mind, this does not have to be an escalated type of conflict. In fact, the most common example to use is a disagreement on an issue. A great example would be that you offer guidance to a manager or customer and your advice is initially ignored. Are you able to articulate the benefits and value add to your manager or customer while at the same time overcoming objections? Through perseverance, we're able to see your idea through to execution. What was the result? Again, it's always more effective if you can provide quantifiable results when possible. For example, your customer disagreed with your initial marketing idea, but you were able to show them the value in investing in social media marketing, which resulted in a promotional sales lift of 22% versus prior year. The fifth and final challenging question we'll look at today is, how do you handle failure or setbacks? You know, it's inevitable. Regardless of your experience or title in business, you will have setbacks and failures, period. So this question is asked to understand, how do you, one, admit your mistakes, and two, how did you learn from it? And then third and finally, how has it helped you grow professionally? Well, this question may make you feel vulnerable. If you can answer with authenticity, it can help you make an impression on the hiring manager because it demonstrates humility and the desire to improve. As someone who has managed people over the years, I can tell you this is one of the most desired traits in a potential candidate. I would rather hire someone who can own their mistakes and learn from them than a candidate who refuses to admit mistakes. So with this one, I recommend that you choose an example from your past that's relatively harmless. Also choose one that's commonplace within the business context that you work within. For example, we partnered with the retailer A on a social media activation campaign which forecasted a 9% lift in new households. When things were said and done, results came in under the forecasted figure due to unforeseen forecasting variables. Moving forward, we have factored XYZ variables into our model to fully account for trends and purchase patterns, which has resulted in greater forecast accuracy and more effective promotions. You have effectively taken a negative and turned it into a learning opportunity for growth. That's a win-win for both you and the employer. If you found the information in this video helpful, please feel free to leave a comment below and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button in the description.